All right, I've had my Tesla Cybertruck for a little over a year now, and I just took it for another road trip. This is the second large road trip I took it on to Ohio, over 2,000 miles. I drive a lot, I pull a lot of stuff. I have 33,063 miles as of today. So, like I said, it's a little over a year. Things I might change, would I buy it again, all those things. Well, if it was a lease option, I would have probably done a lease option, but there wasn't a lease option available when I went to purchase my truck. I had to wait almost 5 years. I love the truck. Changes I would make to the truck, I would make a stainless steel frame attached to the hitch, because I've already bent my hitch. I pull way too much weight with it, and I had way too much tongue weight, which one of my guys loaded almost 10,000 pounds of tongue weight, which would have bottomed out any truck. But since you don't have a steel frame, that creates stress fracts in the aluminum. So I don't know if the actual hitch is bent or the frame is damaged. So yeah, you can only, like normal people, like I'm in the top 1% of people that haul way too heavy shit with their truck. We're always hauling dump trailers with logs. We're hauling heavy equipment. This truck will outpull my F-250. I have a 2008 F-250 four-wheel drive with a trailer package, and I have overload shocks. And this Cybertruck will outpull it, outlift it, out-tote it. So truck can definitely do it. The air suspension does have, it is cool. It does everything you need to do to haul heavy loads. I just wish they would have a steel frame or some type of steel tubing to reinforce the hitch and to tie it into the rest of the truck. So that said, yeah, the hitch definitely needs work, and I'm sure they'll improve it in the future, but that doesn't help me. A lease would allow me to write off the entire dollar amount for the truck. I could lease it directly to my business and write everything off. Since the truck is over 80,000, you have to do like more paperwork, and it's just accountant stuff. So I do have lettering on my truck, which helps to write the truck off, since I use it like 99% of the time for business. I'm always advertising wherever I go. I go to expos to promote the business. Constantly advertising. I'm using it to go to Chamber of Commerce meetings and all that stuff, and pulling trailers, pulling equipment, doing estimates. So the truck is pretty much over 90% used for business purposes. I do still have a Nissan Leaf. I use it from time to time to, if I forget to charge the truck, or I need to do some little running around while the truck's charging, I jump in that. But problems I've had with the truck, I did have to have it towed once. I had to reset that happens all the time. Every time they see the truck, people rev their motors and try to be seen and try to race me, but yeah, it's funny. That happens a lot. I've been flipped off, I've been yelled at, screamed at, cussed at, for no reason. So definitely gets attention, good and bad. Probably wouldn't, it doesn't bother me that much. When people started flipping me off for no reason, I was just like, what the heck? But I'm kind of used to it now. a lot of people beep their horns, but since I know a lot of people from the Chamber of Commerce and BizNet, a lot of people beep their horns, and by the time I turn around and I can't figure out who it is, so I kind of wave at everybody because I don't know who's trying to get my attention, because this truck sticks out like a sore thumb, and of course they see you a lot sooner than you see them. I've kicked the truck, I punched the truck, I've bumped stuff up against the truck. I mean, yeah, I've definitely would not do that to a regular truck, and I've washed this truck like 3 or 4 times a week. I bought a package where I can wash the truck. It's very easy to clean. It charges quickly. I mean, I haven't had any maintenance. I did go through the first set of tires. So the first set of tires did not last at all. They were soft, kind of like a V-rated tire. So, and I was dogging it a lot when I first got it. I was racing people. I was going around corners. I was trying to show off. So this first set of tires lasted about 20,000 miles. I probably could have got more miles out of them if I would have drove more like a grandpa like I do now. But definitely the first set, super soft. I bought a less expensive set, 10-ply knockoff set, and they seem to be lasting fine. Like I probably have 10,000 miles on them, and I can't even tell. They look like brand new still. So definitely, if you're planning on hauling like I do, I would get a 10-ply set of tires. Tires came on were like 50 psi. These are like 80 or 90 psi. And I don't put them all the way up to 90 because it'll set the sensors on the tires. So I usually run about anywhere from 55 to 68, 69. I try to stay below 70. It seems like if you stay below 70, it kind of it doesn't throw off the sensors. And then the PSI, then I'll have a warning, like check your tires are overinflated, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if there's a setting, if Tesla can go in there or not to reset that, because I know a lot of people are going to get, 10-ply tires if they pull heavy trailers like I do. What else? Oh, when you are pulling trailers, your mileage does decrease drastically. So what I do is I supercharge before I hook up to a heavy trailer, and then I go right to the dump, and then I come right back, because if you have 300 miles and you hook up a heavy trailer, you'd be lucky to get 150 miles after you're pulling that heavy load on the highway. And I can pull 2 or 3 loads to the dump, but 3's kind of pushing it. But you definitely can pull heavy stuff. You're just going to be limited on mileage. And then what sucks too is, like, a lot of the chargers, you have to disconnect your trailer in order to charge. I found a few places where you can actually pull in and charge while you're loaded, but they're few and far between. So yeah, if you're planning on hauling heavy trailers long distances, especially across the state line, I definitely recommend probably getting a diesel truck, because this is not what it's designed for. I think in the future, battery technology will catch up, and also too, that everything will be more efficient, and the batteries and the charging infrastructure will be a lot better. So I think that is a possibility in the future. Like the semi, or if you have a semi truck, like the Tesla semis, they can pull, like super heavy loads for over like up to 500 miles. So it's definitely doable. It's not made to at this point, it's not made yet for heavy loads. So, but we'll see in the future. what happens, but I'm perfectly happy with my truck, except for just a few small details. I went to Ohio to the Firewood Expo, and one of the things I really like about this truck is the improvement on the full self-driving. The FSD is like so incredible. Like you can, I can see in the near future that you're not going to have any overrides at all. Like this truck can literally drive from Florida to Ohio with like no interventions, and that's been happening for almost a year now, and it's improving dramatically, exponentially over the last year. So my prediction is by next year the laws will pass, or should I say the capability of full FSD, full self-driving, will be better, 10 times better than a human. Like your interactions, like there will be so few interactions, if any at all. Like the truck will basically be better off you not interacting. That's how good it's getting. So next year, the following year, and all the following years, this truck, the FSD, is going to be so much better than the average human. You'd be like better off letting the car drive or the truck drive. So I'm definitely happy for the FSD. That was probably one of the best investments I ever made. I think it saved my life at least once. I feel very safe in the vehicle. It's very heavy. I don't feel hardly any wind, or like when you're on the highway, normally when the wind hits your car, you feel like you're all over the place. It's very super stable. I don't know. I'm glad I bought the vehicle. I wish it was, the reason I wish it was a lease option on any electric vehicle or any vehicle, especially the more advanced vehicles, the technology is increased, just like a computer or your phone. In a year or two, like your computer or your iPhone, there will be so many mass improvements that that you'd be better off if you leased it and traded it back in for the newer model. Because even though this does updates, there's always going to be improvements, especially the way Tesla improves their products. There's going to be another truck, even today, like the trucks now have already made massive improvements. Like every time there's a problem, like I wouldn't be surprised if they already did improvement on the hitch upgrade. They probably have a way to strengthen the hitch and make it to where it can pull heavy loads. So I'm kind of curious to see what strides they've made. But nowadays, like you can order a truck and have it probably within weeks or months, or maybe a month or two, maybe immediately, because there's so many. Like when I bought my truck, it was like, I think they're building maybe 10 a day. Now they're building thousands a day, probably 1,000 a day. So, and the backlog, like there was a lot of people that ordered these that, I don't know, probably never got them because the price went up and then interest rates went up and they just didn't qualify. And there's so many other vehicles to choose from. Like the Ford Lightning is an awesome vehicle. If I didn't have a Cybertruck, I would probably be looking at a Ford Lightning. The next vehicle I get is going to be a motorhome, and I'm waiting for someone to come out with a all-electric motorhome. I was hoping that Tesla would come out with a motorhome with this as a base, and then be able to basically have solar panels on top that stretch the entire vehicle. So the wind resistance is going to be very similar, because vans, as long as they have the same front end, they can make them aerodynamic, and then you can have all that space on top, which for a motorhome it's perfect for solar, because a lot of times you'll be sitting in one spot and not be traveling that much, and you'll be able to absorb all that solar, not only for the vehicle but all the amenities like the air conditioner, some type of water heater, the stove, refrigerator. So you can basically be there in one spot and absorb all that solar, not so much for driving, but just for the amenities. But anyway, I'm very happy about my truck. There's just a few little things that I would probably change, but that's going to happen just from Tesla upgrading their products. I think when I first got the truck, I think I would charge to 250 or 80%. It would give me 256 miles. Now it's like 245, 248. So I have lost maybe 6 to 10 miles in range supposedly, but I pull heavy equipment and I pull trailers, and sometimes I don't. And then on the highway, so like on my Nissan Leaf, it was kind of like a guesstimate. It kind of guessed the range, so I don't know how accurate that is. If it's still within a few miles. I think I've lost, like I said, 6 to 8 miles, which is less than like 1%, 2%, 3%, something like that. Once you lose like 5%, it kind of levels off in a lithium battery. So, but I think that's it. I'm gonna get out and show you the truck. It's got little scratches on it and stuff like that, but overall it's wearing pretty good. The driver's seat is starting to show a little wear because I'm like 250 pounds, but other than that, the truck looks pretty good. Got some extra stuff for it. I mean, shows a little wear here, but that's easily fixed. It's just that corner, because when I get in and out, and I'm pretty heavy, still pretty clean. I got new tires, but you can see the tires still look really good. Over 10,000 miles on them. Just took a trip to Ohio. See, the hitch is bent, but still works. I just like to go in there and figure out what caused that bend. Oh, another thing is the mud flaps. I took a couple of them off. They started to come off, so I just ripped them off. So I recommend, this one's still on there. This one got ripped off, so I just ripped it completely off. And I think I got 2 left, but yeah, I would recommend just pulling those off, because I don't really go off-road that much, so whatever I hit, just ripped them off. But those will come off pretty easily. Other than that, haven't had really much problems. And what's nice too is they give you a loaner, so every time I've had to turn my truck in for service, they either give me a dual motor Model Y, or they give me another Cybertruck to drive. So can't really complain. Turnaround time is usually just a couple days. Even if I had my truck towed one day, and basically what happened, the rear wheel drive started locking up, started causing problems. So eventually I tried to reboot it twice, and it still didn't fix it. Had to tow it back. Went to the service center. They gave me a Cybertruck to drive for like 4 days, and like 5 days later it was fixed, and I came and picked up my truck. So usually it's a couple day turnaround. Even without an appointment, they still fixed it. So thumbs up so far on the Cybertruck. I would do it again. Thanks for watching.